All right, I suppose I am live. Hello, welcome to those who will be joining and watching today's live class on using our psyche. I think this is a topic that we all can do a little bit of brushing up with, a little bit of housekeeping, energetic housekeeping with. So I'm going to double check if I am really live or live for real. And so if you are watching, please let me know if you can hear me, and so that I don't just end up speaking to myself, if the audio is good. And we are going to have a really interesting discussion here, and I'm sure you are going to resonate. So let me know if you can hear me, and welcome. And if you are watching this, or if you're gonna be watching this in the replay, then I also invite you to also share this video with anyone in your community, in your social media tribe, in your Facebook, who will probably like, enjoy, or resonate with what we will be speaking. Is good. Yes, I can hear myself. Great. So welcome, sisters, welcome. Today we are discussing something really interesting, which is all about our psyche. So I'm really excited to share this space with you today, because we are going to discuss one of our greatest gifts as human beings, and of course the way or how much we put it into use or not, or to which extent, is our choice. But we have this ingrained in us, our psyche, which can be used to our benefit, or can be used against us, which is usually what most of the common scenario, everyday scenario, looks like if we are not aware. So today we will discuss about some energetic practices that can help you elevate the use of your psyche. Yeah, so I'm going to share to you what exactly this psyche is, what is this realm all about, and how you can understand energy vampires, how you can detect them in your life, and and also quick few tips that will help you to maintain your energy, how you can create a psychic protection field on a regular basis, especially if you are an empath. It is important that we learn how to ground our energies. And yes, there is a difference between creating a psychic protection and grounding our energy. So I'm going to share and discuss all of that with you. So ask any questions as and when you are able to or want to. Yeah. So one of the questions I was asked just recently when I was talking about psyche is like, why do I even bother about doing this work? Many of the women have been sharing and writing to me, sharing inside the Exploring Femininity Sisterhood group, and also writing to me through personal messages, is that they are feeling lethargy, dense emotions, and tiredness, and emotional overwhelm. And these can often also be because of the environment that we are in, because of our surrounding, and also the collective consciousness. You see, everything is energy. We are made of energy. You know, this phone has energy, the water you drink has energy, the person around you has energy, the words we speak has energy, everything is energy. So imagine all of these energies combined can create a whole lot of mishmash. And when we don't know how to take care of these energies, it can consume us. And empaths, what I mean by empaths, empaths are these people who feel high sensitivity to energies and emotions. So let me know if this resonates, if this speaks to you. Yeah, so this is why it is important that we learn some energetic housekeeping. It's just like, you know, how you wake up every day and brush your teeth, take a shower to, you know, cleanse your body, you know, clean for your body's hygiene. So it is important that we also maintain an energetic hygiene process. So I have been talking a lot about the Feminine Empress course, which is a 3 months online immersion for women starting on the 8th of August, the new moon in Leo, the Lionsgate portal, and this is all about you stepping into your higher standards as women. If you are an entrepreneur, a spiritual woman, a housekeeper, a housemaker, whatever it is, if you are a woman, it is important that we learn several energetic practices so that we can first learn to feel safe in our bodies. And when we feel safe in our bodies with our own emotions, from this space we are able to cultivate a deeper sense of presence and power, and from there then we are able to get comfortable in expressing ourselves out into the world, in integrity, with purpose, in authenticity. You see, because the feminine empress in itself is an archetype that invites us to step into our grandest version, you know, the higher standards. And I know that this is not for everyone, but I also know that some women are really, really called for this. Some women are called to, that they feel this itching inside that, you know, I am meant to do more, be more, have more. So I have been sharing some of the ways that will allow us to be more in a much more holistic way. And I've been sharing different aspects of these feminine empress archetypes, like she not wanting to do boundaries but instead maintaining standards, like she understanding the beggar energy and stepping into creatress energy. And so today I want to share with you another foundation of the feminine empress, so that you understand that the whole range of the foundation that is required to step into this bigger picture of yourself as a woman. Hi Seema, hi Carol. I have been told that I'm an empath. Yeah, if you're, I always attract sensitive people, so I'm not surprised. Hi Carol, lovely to see you here. So I want to share another foundational aspect of the feminine empress, and that is that she does not waste time figuring out time management. She does not waste time figuring out how to complete the to-do list and how to get things done and how to get more things done and how to get things organized. This is working around time management. Yes, there are some tools that we can use, but to constantly chase time and try to learn the management skill is firstly a very patriarchal way of relating to life, and secondly, time is a limited resource, you know, in this 3D world. And the feminine approach is much more of utilizing time as the essence of your being. So oftentimes you see that when there are days when you are able to do a lot more very quickly, and then there are days when you are literally dragging through, everything feels like a drag. You know, the smallest thing takes double, triple the time. it's like going uphill. So because we women are this way, you know, we go through whole range of emotions several times a day, even forget about the 28-day cycle. So that's why the feminine empress does not waste time figuring out all about time management skills. Instead, she spends her time cultivating energy management systems. Systems that can help her to have that energy, so that when there are super busy days, and then, or when there are days when she feels low, or when there are days when unexpected events are happening, she knows how to look after her energy system, because only through that she can be the gift to the world, to the people around her. Only that then she can be a blessing to. If this resonates, if this feels good, think about those days, you know, when you are running low in energy, and how are you to people around you? Yeah, bad idea to be around me when when I am in my low energy. I am not my usual self. I'm not a very I'm cranky as well, and you know, my presence is not a blessing then. You know. So let me know if you have felt this way. I've done that so many times, and to be honest, I still fall into it for a short while, but because we all are human, yeah. But understanding the feminine empress archetype helps me to have that commitment, you know, to restore that commitment that I have made to myself, that I will not be operating from lower energy realms. So I'm able to catch myself really quickly. So I'm curious if this has been your observation in life too. If you are running low in energy, how are you to people around you? Yeah, share with me. And if you're watching the replay, I'd love to know that as well. You know, we have so many is there a good example that you can share, which part of our human existence that we can train, otherwise it will be trained by influences around you, whether you like it or not. So we've got to, as creators, take responsibility of training our psyche, because if we don't train our psyche, then external influences around us will begin to train. Feels good to hear someone else say this. Yeah, yeah, you know, we can be really honest here as women. And the interesting thing that not many are aware, why we women are called, like, you know, so moody, because that's our true nature. That's our true nature. We, if you go into deep into the study of Ayurveda and emotions and moon centers and all of that, you will find out that a woman's emotion changes every 2.5 minutes. You know, she is fluctuating in her emotions, so she can be really up high, you know, feeling really good in a minute, and then 5 minutes later she can literally just be angry, or you know, she can flow from one emotion to the other really quickly. That is a gift that we have. It's not a curse. Unless we learn how to use our energies, it's not a curse. I thought external situations are affecting me, but I didn't realize it was 2-3 days before my periods. Yeah, so we have to learn how to use our psyche. So what is psyche? You know, first of all, I must admit that I have a really hard time pronouncing this word and even typing this word. I just can't get the spelling right. So I've made so many mistakes each time I was typing psyche. So that's interesting. So psyche is basically all the elements of the human mind. So that's where psychology comes into, traditional psychology. Mental health teachings focus on improving the psyche, which is the mind. Yeah. So the mind, the conscious part as well as the unconscious part. This part of our human existence is related to very much of our doing aspect. So as we're doing the work of the feminine empress, it is important that we use our feminine wisdom to entrain our psyche. And this is also one of the ways where when we learn this, we can restore harmony with our inner masculine. Because sometimes we think that because we have been in the doing mode so much, we don't like that anymore. But that helps us to move forward in life, so we have to embrace our inner masculine. So which is why working using our psyche is really important. And yeah, so it's all about working with the mind. Yeah. So one of the things that very easily affects our psyche is the energy around us. Which brings me to mention about energy. I'm totally normal. Yes, yes, yes. You are totally normal. We are totally normal. Hello, Paula. Auntie. Yeah, you're totally normal. So, who has heard about energy vampires? Let me know if you have already known about this concept. So the thing is, as I said it earlier, that all of us are made of energy. Yeah, so all of us are made of energy. That means all of us are radiating energies as well. Yeah, and this is what we sense. Yeah, so if think about this, some people, when you meet some people, they bring this unexpected lightness and comfort. You see them and you're like, oh yeah, it's just so nice to see them, and like excitement and stuff, they're bursting, the energy is good and it electrifies you. Their presence is just like very uplifting for you. Yeah, and then there are people just the opposite way, like you spend some good time talking to them and you feel fully drained. Yeah, so think about people like this in and around you. It could be your family members, could be your friends, could be your boss, worker. Yeah, so you feel fully drained. You just talk a little bit to them and you just feel drained. So technically they are not doing anything wrong, they're not doing anything bad, or they are not bad, but something about them is really exhausting. So you kind of already know this, like, oh my god, now I have to. So it happens to me when I have to meet certain extended members of my family and I'm like, oh no, is that deep breath, like, oh, see that person again, oh my god. So this particular emotion can sometimes leave you very feeling very confused, and oftentimes with us women we might even feel guilty, because you can see that they are good people and they're not harming you, but the interaction with them is just completely depleting you, so you still go and do that. Yeah, and you prefer to go and get depleted because of that guilt. And on many occasions you think that it's all in your head and you're just not being kind enough, or you're not being patient enough. But we already know that this is the pattern, time after time after time after time after time after. It used to also happen to me when I was in my job in London, when I used to have a job there, and every time we went into the meeting room for some discussion, my energy just would go down. And I would come out feeling so depleted. I just knew that I did not belong here. Yeah. So these are the people you can sense. These are the energy vampires in your life. So an energy vampire pretty much is someone who maybe knowingly or unknowingly drains the energy right out of you. So you see, it's not about that they are good person, bad person, they are doing good thing or bad thing. We're not here to judge that. We are here talking about sensing energy, and we're here trying to understand our responses to the energy. So don't think that by thinking them as energy vampires, you're just going to put them in your blacklist, or they're bad people. They can be friends, they can be your partner, they can be family members, and oftentimes it can be this person for a certain period of time, and like you see that these days this person is causing this effect on you. It wasn't like this before. So sometimes it's something that they are going through as well, that they are emitting. So they feed on our need to care and listen to them, and that's why we feel so exhausted, so drained. Yeah, yes. Beginning to grasp this. Yeah. Can someone know if you can hear me well? Because my Facebook keeps showing me some error messages. Yeah. So let me know if you are able to sense some energy vampires, if it is making sense to you that yes, there are some energy vampires in your life. So I'm going to share some characteristics of energy vampires in your life. Once again, it's not about them being bad person. Okay? It's about you identifying how your energy is responding to certain people in your life. Okay, and from that space you know what to do and how to deal with it, learn how to do with it, because yes, you can continue meeting them by learning ways to protect your energy. Okay, so I'm going to share like 2-3 pointers for you to spot these energy vampires in your life, and then, or you can even take it this way and analyze if you have been acting like this. Maybe you are an energy vampire to somebody else. That is also possible. Okay, so one of the basic foundational thing of an identifying energy vampires is that you will feel really tired and drained in their company. Another thing is very 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 common is that they will talk a lot, but they will listen very little. So you will not get a chance to respond or put your point across, because they'll just be talking a lot and they will not listen much. And usually this talking is some sort of complaint, some sort of drama that they're always caught in. They always have some drama, some problems. So this is why they come to you, to tell you all, to purge, literally vomit their emotional drama on you. So these people are usually emotionally needy and craving for attention. And another thing that you will notice is that they don't really care about what you are going through, what problems you have, but they are with you because you listen, and they can dump that on you. And they come to you because they understand your compassionate nature. Yeah, because they understand that you are an empath and will provide that space of need and care and attention. Yeah, being in the spa industry, I come across quite a few of energy vampires. Yes, I have many. Yeah, especially when you do body work. Any kind of healer and or any kind of one-to-one body work, then learning how to protect your energy and grounding yourself is really important, because you give away your energy. You touch other people's body, and you really allow them to come to your energetic field. So that's how you can sense some energy vampires. And so here are a few things you can do when you know that you are meeting an energy vampire and you are in this conversation and you think that, okay, this person is sucking the life out of me. Like, you really have those thoughts in your head. Yeah. So when you are in this physical contact, make sure that like you don't face each other this way, like opposite. Be in a slight angle, because energy, when you are facing each other, energy becomes a circuit from this to this person, so it keeps going back. So when you are slightly in an angle, the energy circuit is not very conveniently established. So that's one of the ways to dismiss any energetic antennas coming onto you. Coming onto you. Another way, what you can do is you can keep your hand on your solar plexus. Your solar plexus is pretty much the area just below your breast, but it is above your navel. So that's your area of solar plexus, and that's your power. That's your center of esteem, the self-esteem, as you can say. And blocking that solar, keeping one hand there is kind of like you are blocking your solar plexus, so this will stop them from draining your life force energy. Another thing you can do is to, once you are done with, you know, like once this person just walks away from your company, you just shake off your body, like shake off your hand, like just literally brush your hand, body, as if you're like removing some kind of energetic antennas, tentacles that they had left on your body. So you just literally brush your hand, like brush yourself, like shake it off. Shake off the energy, and like shaking just really makes you feel good and come back to your body. If there is a person that you know consistently that have been draining your energy and is of your disadvantage, one very wise thing to do is to spend as little time in their company as possible. Yeah, I know this sounds really rude, but there are times when we have to honor ourselves by just stopping this association. Because if you are always being drained and you have a choice that you do not have to be spending time with them, then please don't. Because usually an energy vampire, if they know that they are this person, you know, they come to you because they know they can take advantage of your empathic nature, of your compassionate nature. If somebody is taking advantage, then they are usually thick-skinned. They will not get you if you try to explain your boundaries to them. They will not get this. So don't waste your time here, you know. You have to make certain decisions and let some people stay at bay. Okay, there's a question. Don't know if you'll be able to shed any light on this, but quite a few of my clients say that the moment I touch them, they see blue-purple haze around them and they can feel very calm. Yes. So this is our aura, our energetic field. So we all have energetic field and aura. Our energetic field, which is our light body, is literally 1 to 1.5 meters around us. And when we are doing good work on ourselves, when we are coming from a centered place, yeah, a holistic, grounded, centered place, our energy becomes this purple color, angelic color. So it's a good thing. And this is a good thing. So this is pretty much the aura of like how angels have. If you look at some images of angels, they usually emit auras of purple, pink, golden. So these are calming, soothing colors, and probably your clients are feeling calm because of this, because what you are emitting in your light body is this sense of peace and calm that you have within you. So that's a really good thing for body workers. When we do circles, I know some of you have been in my circle before, we always create a purple protection bubble, because this purple color is for protection. It's a beautiful color that represents very calm, grounded energy. So it's a good thing. It's a good thing. So this is how you can understand and recognize an energy vampire. And you know, there are times that you do not have full control of the people that you meet, and you can still feel very drained. So sometimes you just can't say no. So to that contact, and this is why we must learn how to protect our energy fields. So it used to happen to me mostly when I used to go to work in the busy 8 o'clock rush hour in the train, in the tube in London. I used to feel extremely drained. That 20 minutes ride, I would get a seat, it is crowded, everything is fine, I just get there from one point A to point B, but I used to be so drained. Another example is going to supermarkets. The moment I enter supermarkets, I take my basket for my grocery shopping, I just start to yawn and yawn. I just cannot stop yawning. So I know that I know, you're welcome. So I know that I just feel too dense, like my body is reacting to dense energies. I don't like crowd, and I avoid crowd as much as I could, unless it's the crowd created by me in my events and stuff. But in general, it used to take a toll on me, just going to supermarket, just going to Sainsbury's and coming back. I used to feel extremely drained, and I would yawn the entire time. My eyes will become watery, like I was just doing the most boring thing of all. Although I enjoyed doing grocery. So sometimes it happens that you have to be in places where you are, so you have to learn how to protect your psyche, and there are many techniques. One of the very simple ways is to use the white light method to protect your psyche. So let's say that you know you're meeting this person, and you know that, okay, energy vampire will be in action. Or you know that you are going into a crowded place where you know that generally you feel very drained after that. So what you can do is that you can imagine, you can just do this really quickly. It is literally, it takes 1 minute of your intention. And what you do is you think about your light body. So when you study the Yeshua ministries, it is said that, you know, so Yeshua used to activate his light body before doing any healing work, before doing any magic, or before doing any miracles, because it was important that he protected his energy field, because there were a lot of people who wanted to do harm to him. So that's one example. A lot of ascended masters have used this technique for their benefit, and you can imagine your light body as this 1.5 meters going in all directions. So you can imagine yourself inside this big big bubble, and in a minute, just literally in a minute, you can close your eyes and sense white light pouring from above and filling your energetic light body that is around you. And most important is, you just imagine with your eyes closed that white light from above, from the heaven above, from the sky, is pouring into your 1.5 meters of your light body field, and it's pouring and it's creating this nice shield. And feel the white light. It's just this light of purity. White light represents purity. Its essence is straight from the divine, straight from the spirit. And you can then also make a request to this white light to fill your energetic field with protection, or you can ask for any help you need in that moment when you know that you will be going to encounter a situation like this. So that's a very simple bubble of protection process with white light that you can do. And you can imagine as this white light is filling your energy body, this light body, you can imagine any negative thoughts or any negative emotions coming in your head, like just bouncing off that bubble. And it's only filled with your pure essence, the white light from the universe. So let me know if you practice this white light method or not, or if this entices you. Yeah, completely drained by crowds. Yeah. So before we go enter the situation, we can create a white light. So this is how you can protect your psyche before entering a situation where you feel that your energy will be super drained. Many times, like us women, when we have a busy day, when we have 100 things to do, when we have 20 people to take care, and you know that your energy just goes to, you know, everybody else, and you are left with nothing, you can once again create this bubble of protection and speak your intention in there. Speak your prayer that you wish to serve people, you wish to have courage, you wish to be present, you wish to experience a beautiful day in harmony, whatever your intention for the day. So you can also do this. Yeah. So let me know if you're finding this useful. I used to, but lost that for a while. I sometimes find the bleeding blocked if it's a very strong vampire. Yes, that is true. If it is a very strong vampire, yeah, because we may encounter strong vampires. And I'm gonna go on to the next thing. Hey, Shivangil. What to follow, white light or purple? White light is, now both of the light are pretty much like one or the same characteristic. Purple light is pretty much for protection. You can create it for protection, and white light is to purify your light body, purify your essence with this light, pure white energy. And to that white light, you can imagine your negative thoughts is falling off, and to that white light you can speak your intention as well. So you can choose which one to work with. Again, it is a very intentional practice. Now I want to talk about what Carol just mentioned here about strong vampires. Yeah, there are few people who are very well aware that they are energy vampires, and they come to you for this reason, because they know you will listen, and you are the one who will listen, and you are the one who will not tell them off. They know that. So I want to tell you about grounding. Why and how. Maybe we can do a practice together. Now, this is specifically important if you are a coach, or you work with people, you are a healer, you do some body work, or you do some one-to-one work with distressed people, or if you have already created your psychic protection bubble, and you see this energy vampire, a strong energy vampire, and they have left you drained still. So this is where the grounding process comes really, really useful. So I know I have come to know several people who do body work, and then they feel totally drained. They keep seeing clients but then go fully drained after a week or so, because they have not learned the process of grounding their energy. And I've also come across recently, I was working with one of my clients, and she told me she went to a healer, and that healer, oh, poor she, So she went to that healer, and that healer did some sessions. I don't know what it was, but did some session, and after that his energy went really down, and he was in bed for 2 days. And he called that lady, and he said to her that she is an energy vampire, and she totally drained him, and he's not going to see her again. So imagine how she must have felt. Oftentimes what happens is that going to some kind of healers who are not authentic can leave you more broken. So if there is a healer who or body worker who tells you that they've been feeling very drained after seeing clients and all of that, it's just a sign that they are not doing this work in integrity. Because if you're doing this work, energy work, with somebody, this is part of your energetic hygiene. It's just like, you know, you use toilet and wash your hands. Yeah, it's part of the hygiene. So if a body worker does not do this, that means they and are into specifically healing work, that means they have they're not doing this work in integrity. This is not how it's supposed to be, and you come out more drained. You know, you're doing this work because you have a gift and you want to spread that gift, and then it doesn't mean that you have to be exhausted all the time. So let me know if you have ever had such an experience, that you, if you are a coach or a body worker or somebody who does one-to-one work and have had this experience. I'm curious to hear if this has been your reality. And to be truthfully honest, I used to, in my first 6 months of doing one-to-one coaching several years ago, so around 8 years ago, I used to be this person that, you know, yes, coaching is easy. You know, you speak with the person, there is a set of guidance to follow. If you don't have your own system, they give you the system, you follow that. And I was following that, and I used to get so consumed by my clients' problems, and I just could not sleep, and I would speak about the problems, and those problems began to consume me, and I just felt like, oh my god, the entire world is coming to me with their problems and I can't take it. So they don't teach this. They don't teach a lot of energetic practices in the traditional coaching certifications, which I have done as well. So I had to figure out my own way that this is not fun. I don't want to do this work if I'm feeling overwhelmed by the world's problem. Because truth be told, my clients come to me because they have some really deep emotional healing work to do. So I cannot get consumed in that, which is where the grounding comes. Yeah. Lol, yes, yeah. We can take things lightheartedly as well. You know, another thing that I want to say is that the importance of grounding, why you should ground. Sometimes you will notice this after you've had a real good meditation, yeah, or after you have gone through some nice workshop or something, and then you feel like really good, like pumped up, and you're energized, and you had some important learning, and you had some important realization and all of that, and then hours later your energy just goes energy just drops, and you are drained, and it happens, and sometimes you can stay in that for a really long time. I've heard this story happening with many who have been to, for example, Tony Robbins' 4 days of event, UPW, Unleash the Power Within, or something like that. And it's a really, really, really beautiful workshop. If you ever get the opportunity, go do it. Amazing. But what happens is that, you know, we raise our frequency to a different level, and then we don't know, that's not our default. So often when we do not know how to ground ourselves and then be consistent in cultivating that frequency, we just drop down low. We feel even more depressed that, oh my god, I'm a piece of shit, that I have so much work to do on myself. Have you ever felt that? Let me know if you have felt that you you go to a workshop and you have a lot of realization, you're pumped up, and then when you start working on yourself, you like, how can I fix myself? I'm so broken. Yeah. So yeah. So this is where, you know, the practice of grounding comes as well. Two things are important. First of all, when you do this work of raising your frequency, it's very important. So like I said, when we did this 9 days journey of invoking your feminine Empress archetype, and we raised our vibration, we are learning new things, and all of this is really good. These are ways to increase your frequency. But when you want to be consistently there, then you have to have a container that can hold you. So these preliminary glimpses of the feminine Empress that I'm showing you are ways, but then these are ways, but then you need an anchor to hold you in that container, hold the container for you, so that you can practice, and then you reach to another level. So grounding, that's why. So grounding is basically the process of centering the soul in your body and connecting it with Mother Earth. So there is a subtle difference between psychic protection, because psychic protection is pretty much your energy field, your mental realm, your aura, yeah. Whereas grounding is about your soul. It's about realigning your soul with Mother Earth, the very force that holds you. Grounding is this physical connection between the frequencies, and our frequency is electric. Energy is electric. Yeah. So the physical connection between electric frequencies of human body and earth. So we connect that, you know, just like you see in every house, there's an earthing, yeah, to diffuse the current to the earth, that holds the electric charge and pushes it down to the earth, so you don't get electrified using electric devices in your home, using electricity in your home. So that's exactly what grounding does to our body as well, because all these frequencies that we consume, they have electrical frequencies, and we can push them down to the earth and ground ourselves on a regular basis. You can do this outdoors in the nature, or you can just imagine doing that through visualization. And this process is also very important to activate and energize your root chakra, your lower chakra. Your root chakra is basically the chakra that governs your safety, your security. So the issues of not feeling secure in your life, not feeling safe in your life, or finding that security through somebody else, or safety through something else, or money, and all of these issues are connected to your root chakra. And grounding helps you to get centered in that. So the way you can do this is, maybe if you want, you can do this right now as I'm saying, or you can just simply listen and try to visualize and do it. So what happens is when these connections are strong, you feel more safer, you feel in touch and supported by earth. If you feel a lot of fear and anxiety on a day-to-day basis, then grounding is also very useful. So you do the psychic protection, but you also do your grounding. You can do this after you have met a very strong energy vampire, or before going to bed, or when you're feeling really heavy and unstable. Yeah, so this grounding, all this work, so these energetic practices that I'm teaching you right now or sharing with you is part of the mother essence that we work in the Feminine Empress codes. The Feminine Empress archetype consists of 3 essences, which is the lover essence, the mother essence, and the warrior essence. So all these that I'm talking to, we elaborate more on that in the Mother Essence part of the Feminine Empress Codes, if you join the program. So one very easy, simple way to ground yourself is using the Womb Mudra. So the Womb Mudra is pretty much, yeah, this. So placing your hands under your navel, 3 inches below your navel is your womb space. So you can place your hand there and you stand. You do this process standing. It's important that you are standing. Yes, it is important that you are standing and grounding yourself. So you stand with, I'm not going to show you right now because I'm seated and my camera and lights are set up this way, but if you're listening, you can do it as I'm speaking, or you can do it after this class. So you can ground yourself by standing hip width apart, let's say, and then your hand is on the Womb Mudra. So this is the Womb Mudra. These thumbs should be touching your navel, and your womb space is 3 inches below your navel. So you hold the Womb Mudra and you stand with your feet firmly grounded, and then you begin womb breathing. So womb breathing is really simple. You breathe through the nose and you pull the breath down to the belly, and you exhale through the mouth with a sound. So when you begin this womb breathing, in your mind's eye, then imagine that with every breath in, your feet is becoming the root of a tree. So with every breath, your roots grow bigger and deeper into the Mother Earth. And through series of few womb breaths, you are then firmly centered, held, protected, and provided by Mother Earth. So it's about imagining your feet extending roots into the earth and going deep below as it can go. And this is the simple practice of grounding. The more you are able to ground, what you are able to do is you're able to take all this energy and you are pushing it down to the roots. This is a very good practice to restore harmony in your root chakra, as I said, which is all about your sense of safety and security. And it's quite a fun process when you do this in nature, when you barefoot, that too. It's quite interesting. There's plenty of research done on the process of grounding and earthing in the nature barefoot, because it has several healing effects. You literally feel a huge release in your heavy emotions when you do this in nature. So if you can do that, that's like awesome. But that's like simple grounding process. So as I said, you begin with the psychic protection, but you also do the grounding process if you feel that you need more centering in your body. So let me know if this is useful or not. So shouldn't the onus be on the healers to then do some grounding past their workshops? Exactly, that's what my point is, that it is really important for all the body workers, energy workers, to do the grounding process. So what happens is they take all the energy that they have gathered and they push it, they give it back to Mother Earth. When we don't do this, this also is very useful when we do like client sessions. I do this after client sessions over Zoom calls, because I need to push that away. I cannot take those energies and go to the next thing that I have to do in my life, or to the next call that I have to go to, because then when it accumulates, you get really drained, you get really sick. And also you're not doing justice to the next client that you will be seeing. They're not paying you for not even being accountable for your own energy. I visualize recycling the energy, so this is very helpful to know, literally ground the energy. Yeah. You see, you do it instinctively, yeah, because that's how we women are. We are so intuitive by nature. And then we read those ancient wisdoms and techniques, and then we feel like, yeah, of course I knew this. Yeah. Seema, can it be done indoors? Yes, it can be done indoors. You can just stand on the floor and you can imagine. You can close your eyes and you can imagine you're pushing all the energy, unwanted energy, just down to the earth, and you imagine your roots expanding. It's a very beautiful process to even find your sense of belonging here, because again the root chakra is your sense of belonging too. So yeah, is there any questions? So let me know if what I shared here was useful. You know, some of you just joined, and those of you who have been listening, let me know if this was useful, anything that you are taking away with you. Any questions that you may have. So as I'm waiting for the comments to be updated, so I usually have a lag here. Very Ines! Ah, thank you, sister, for being here. So as you're waiting, as I'm waiting for the comments to show up, I want to remind you about the Feminine Empress course. I know some of you here are already joining us in this online immersion. It's a 3 months in-depth training on self-leadership for us modern day women to step into our high standards of presence, power, pleasure, purpose, potential, play. And we're going to do this in sisterhood, in intimate community. We're going to have an intimate gathering, and we're going to do this together in a powerful vortex of creation. So that's available to you, and in the early bird offer, I'll put the link somewhere. Thank you, Carol, it's been useful. Thank you for being here for the entire duration. So any one of you who are interested in joining the Feminine Empress course, check out the link and let me know if you have any questions, because we will be learning several more energetic techniques, as well as a lot of techniques to even understand the concept of surrendering. I like to say it, the ecstatic surrender. Also the concepts of devotion to our body, to the earth, to the to the gift that we are. We will also do some quantum energy codes. So there's going to be a lot of energetic experiments that you can do on yourself and see your life changing around. Because one of the things that I have understood is that I have convinced myself to believe that magic and miracles are always present around us. And when we start to work with our energy fields, when we start taking responsibility of that, you will start noticing synchronicities and magic and miracles coming your way. Yeah. All right, sisters, so that's it from me here. I will respond to this in a personal message. Thank you. Yeah, so have a beautiful rest of the day wherever you are, and I wish you a very happy weekend already. And there is a sister circle happening next week. You will see the announcement coming soon. It's going to be super powerful. I am going to bring in few other sisters of mine to experience beautiful Magdalene transmission. So stay tuned, look out for the events that will be out tomorrow inside the Feminine Exploring Femininity Sisterhood group. You'll find all the information there. All right, have a beautiful rest of the day, sisters.